Hi, good afternoon. I'm Sheila Maria, and I am a psychic medium for Starseeds and for Lightworkers. It is wonderful to be with you. And this short video is called 3 Reasons That Lightworkers Struggle with Love. So reason number 1 is that you come from the mission realms, which are the realms that are closest to source. So we're talking about Mintaka, Arcturia, and some levels of Sirius as well. So if you come from those mission realms, you will have a complete focus and awareness of unconditional love, oneness, unity, and you're used to that. Most of your lifetimes will have been in the mission realms. Very few lifetimes out of your total will have been on Earth. And as a result of that, you will be used to there being no conditions on the love that you receive and no conditions on the love that you give. Well, when you come here, you're incarnating with at least 12 different soul types. And an awful lot of the souls that repeatedly have to incarnate on Earth do have conditions because they're still working their way through karmic agreements where they were persecuted or abandoned or rejected or betrayed, where loyalty was something that they gave to the highest bidder. So for a starseed or a light worker, wanting to love people unconditionally can be met with a lot of fear. It can be met with a refusal to open their heart outside of sex. So if this is true for you, please know it could well be that your spouse or your beloved is actually an earth soul that is working off karma, and, outside of sex, they will not be able to open their heart as readily as you, even though you adore them, and it is no fault of your own. So the second reason that Lightworkers and Starseeds struggle in love is that you attracted your partners at a time when you woke up or just before you woke up. And you didn't realize that your partner's soul's priorities are vastly different to yours. So we are talking about Lightworkers and Starseeds are usually Lightworker souls, ET souls, angel souls, racing souls, or leader souls. Most earthly souls are called working souls or baby souls. And they're only here to do what they came here to do. And very often, before a light worker wakes up, they are still under the impression that they have to give everything that they have in order to be worthy. And then the awakening happens, and they realize how worthy they are, but also how worthy everyone else is. And they feel complete compassion and complete empathy and complete love for everyone and everything, including their spouse. But their spouse's ability to grow is different to theirs. So earthly souls are here to learn about themselves at a time frame of their design. Lightworker souls are here to anchor the light into earth. Starseeds have a very, very clearly defined mission. And you will find that what occupies your thoughts doesn't occupy theirs. So that gap, if you're going through an awakening, or you are aware that there is a time when you did awaken, that gap can seem much bigger. And number 3, the third reason Lightworkers and Starseeds struggle in love is that they see destructive behaviors as their fault or their job to heal. And usually this comes from a desire not to be alone. Because as a starseed, very often you lived in a very loving community. Your species were very, very cooperative, and there was usually complete cohesion and unity. And you're used to, as a soul, wherever you are in the universe, whichever universe you are in, you're used to there being somebody around you that is very like you. You've also got to remember that most star seeds, most star races, exchange thought, exchange telepathically. So there is no need to actually speak to each other. And so this thought transference, this immediate understanding of each other is instant. And so when you come to Earth as a light worker or as a star seed or both, your desire not to be alone can mean you put up with behaviors that you're not supposed to. And very, very often your soul contracts were only to take that spouse with you to a certain point. And honestly, most starseeds and most light workers hang on to relationships way after the soul contract ends. And when that happens, it will feel very, very tiring and very, very repetitive to try to slow your growth down, because the pull towards the light is irresistible. The pull towards the light is going to become all encompassing for you. And so trying to deny your desire to move towards the light and to grow, it's going to be hampered, because they will find the light overwhelming, and they may find your light overwhelming. If it is an earthly soul that you're married to, or you're living with, or you're in a relationship with, if they are not really aware of the light, it's because it's not their lifetime where that is for them. So what we're talking about here, when we're talking about the light, we all come from the same place and we all go back to about the same place. But for a light worker or a star seed, there is a compulsion to grow as much as you can, to be of the greatest service, to be the best kind of person that you can be. Not just, for your spouse and your family, or even for the whole of humanity, but for yourself. So this fixation on growing is because when you die, you will have a much higher level of radiance than when you came into Earth. They recognize spirit by the level of our radiance. And what can happen if your spouse has got destructive behaviors is that it destroys your radiance and it destroys your gifts, and you come off your path, at least for a while. So what's the answer to this? If you feel that your relationship, your marriage, your beloved and you are at cross purposes, you can ask your higher selves to clear away unnecessary soul contracts. There are many unnecessary soul contracts that will prevent a relationship from evolving. If you've got healing contracts, you're making yourself responsible for their healing, and they will never grow. This is what people are like, oh, but I'm a healer, that's okay. I can heal him, I can rescue her, but you can't. Because whilst you've got responsibility to heal them, they will have no compulsion to grow at all. If you've got what we call unnecessary relationship contracts with them, they will just take it for granted that things are fine the way they are, even if you are hanging on by your fingernails. It's more likely to end up that you'll split up rather than the relationship will evolve if you don't get rid of those. So the other thing to know is you will often not be able to see your partner as they truly are if there is lots of toxic energy within the relationship area. So this means that your partner might be very different with everybody else and just very different when they're with you. And very often that's because of the energy of the relationship. It's not really you and it's not really them. It's like having a beautiful garden, but you've got an old pond that has gone stagnant. And that's an energetic thing. So once you get those energies cleared, things can be very different. The other thing to remember is there is a certain amount of destiny involved. And try as you might, if you are not supposed to be with someone forever, you will not be. And if you are supposed to be with someone forever, it won't be that hard. You can go through some really rocky times. If you're meant to stay together, you will. And if you're not meant to stay together, you won't. You won't, because you planned it before you were born. So if you would like some help, I do offer a very special Starseed Soulmate reading. And this is particularly for Lightworkers and Starseeds that are in relationships with earthly souls. You will know if this applies to you. And it actually includes a relationship healing as well. So they can really, really help. So you can find out more about the work I do over at my website, www.sheilamaria.com. And there is a free ebook as well, which is called The Power of Love to Recreate Your Life. That is completely free. I highly recommend it as a way of getting yourself some help. But if you need more help than that, I offer many different kinds of clearing, many different kinds of reading, and I would love to help you. For now, though, I'm wishing you sparkles and rainbows and all things sparkly and cosmic. Lots of love from me, lots of love from all of these. We love you very much. Goodbye for now.